I'm Brody.
I'm John.
And I'm Bobby.
Welcome to Impact.
So today we are going to be dissecting.
We're going to be dissecting.
Discussing the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
It came out on the 5th. And yeah.
Yeah, 5th.
The 5th. So.
Which is today.
No, today's the 6th.
How we do it is we've got our questioner and the two people who've seen it. So let's just jump right in and start with the first question.
All right. So for me, one of the first things I want to know is what are the connections between this movie and Infinity War?
To Infinity War? No.
Absolutely none.
But it did have connections to Civil War.
Oh, it did?
It did. It went off of that. It was a sequel to that, basically. But on Ant-Man's side. So 2 years later.
Yeah,
did this happen before Infinity War, then?
During.
No, I would say the main movie started right before Infinity War was going on.
It's going on during.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I feel like there would have been some mention.
I will explain later. I'll explain why it was during, towards the end of the video when we tell the spoilers.
Okay.
All right. Does it kind of explain why Hank Pym was not in Infinity War then?
Hank Pym, the scientist, or
Ant-Man?
Stephen Lang?
Because he's got he's on house arrest.
Okay.
Yeah, he can't leave.
He's not allowed to leave the place because he's on house arrest because of Civil War.
Yeah, he has an ankle bracelet on.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, is he the only one who has to deal with that?
Hawkeye too.
Hawkeye. Yeah.
Okay.
So but it doesn't say that. That's just I think it does say that.
It
said him and somebody else. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Got a deal to where they only had to go on house arrest for 2 years and they're good to go.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much that's a main part of the story too.
Yeah.
All right, a big part of this movie had the Wasp in the trailers.
That was the main character this time, I would say. The Wasp had to have been the main character.
How was she?
Oh, it was phenomenal.
Her fighting scenes with the
so much better than
the antagonists they're really good. They use the shrinking and the expanding really well
with the fight scenes.
Yes.
Yeah,
and she has wings too, which is really cool. She can use those.
Yeah,
it's just crazy how they did it because you look at other movies like Captain America. There's only so much you can do with him. He's just a really strong dude who can throw a shield.
But with this, you've got the growing and shrinking. There's so much you can do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Talking about the growing and shrinking, was there anything about the quantum realm?
That was the whole movie.
That was the main point of the movie, is to get to the quantum realm.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is the quantum realm?
It's basically you shrink so small. You're smaller than particles. I would think, right?
What do you mean by what is the quantum realm?
Explain it. But
it explained it in the first one. What the quantum realm was.
It's essentially going subatomic and essentially looking at the fabric itself of all reality.
Yeah.
All right, I know in the first one they were trying to kind of avoid it in a way.
Well, yeah, Ant-Man actually went into the quantum realm in the first one.
Yeah.
And, I don't think they necessarily avoided it. It's just... They didn't know
it's dangerous to go.
It's very dangerous.
They didn't want to go in there
because they didn't have the technology.
So, how do they get around the danger of it?
They built technology to be able to handle it.
Yes. Okay. Hank Pym and Hope. What's her last name? I can't. Van Dyne or something like that.
Just Hank Pym and Hope.
Yeah, Hank Pym.
I don't know.
So essentially, they built while Stephen Lang was on house arrest. He was on it for 2 years, so this is 2 years after Civil War.
Yeah, he's got 3 days left of house arrest.
And then,
So this movie takes place of 3 days.
Over a course of 3 days. And they, essentially in those 2 years, it's really 3 years, because Ant-Man came out before, a year before Civil War, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, since the 3 years since the first Ant-Man movie, they have... Well, since Civil War, they've been on the run. Stephen Lang got caught. He's on house arrest.
And
Hank Pym and
because they built the tech, they're responsible for
Yeah.
Ant-Man being a part of Civil War too. And he was on Captain America's side, and they were in the wrong in that movie.
Yeah.
They're the ones who went to jail.
Yeah. So you have had to had seen Civil War to know what's going on in this movie.
Okay, yeah, that's another good thing. For this movie, how many other Marvel movies tie into it?
Okay, I would say you'd only have to see Civil War and Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And also cameos.
Stanley.
That
He had a
cameo was
good
fantastic.
cameo in
He
this
had a
one.
He had a good one?
He
Yeah,
did.
he was like sitting by his car, and they came by, and his car got shrunk, and then he mentioned what did he say?
Something about the 60s. Should have stayed in the 60s. Or
He's like,
I know I would
messing
get-
around the '60s now is catching back up to me.
Yeah.
Referencing when he first wrote Ant-Man back in the '60s.
Yeah.
So that was pretty funny, and I don't think there were any other like heroes or villains really.
I don't know. I know the Mexican guy. I don't know his name.
Luis.
Yeah, he was a really good character. Really involved in
funny.
this movie.
He was
He's like the awkward.
the best friend in the.
Yeah.
First one, yeah. Now he actually runs the security company now.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
How do they use him in this movie then?
comic relief sort of. Although
Yeah.
the whole movie is pretty much.
Yeah, he's in it the whole time. He's not like barely used this movie.
He's just
All right.
there to take away some stress, I guess.
So there's also a new villain put in who looked like she could turn invisible or teleport or something.
She can phase through objects.
And that's because how do we put this? Her dad was doing an experiment with the quantum realm.
Yeah, her dad and Hank Pym were like working together on Shield, right?
Yeah, no. It was the black guy.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was working with the other guy.
And because it wasn't.
They weren't a part of Shield. They were not working with Shield.
I know Hank Pym was working with Shield though.
Yeah, Hank Pym was, but the black guy was working with Shield and these people
Oh, okay.
because they didn't want Shield to know about it.
Okay.
And she ended up being part of an explosion. Her parents died, but she was like, it seemed like she had so much quantum energy. She was kind of part of the quantum realm.
It messed with her body's biology.
Exactly.
And, her
Could she
cells
control it?
No,
they made her a suit to where she could sort of control.
but
what's
it
going
wasn't helping.
Yeah.
like
Like she was gonna die eventually. It was just like they were trying to stave off her death. Essentially, is what it was for. She was in like really bad pain all the time. Her cells
were ripping apart, and they would
coming back together
regenerate
all the time.
All right. I mean, so far she sounds like an extremely sad character. Why was she the villain in this movie?
Okay, so she basically was part of the. Okay, she was what makes her the villain. She was trying to take the lab. I'm trying to figure out where we left off.
Hi, Hunter.
You said that
She
trying to steal the lab.
steal the lab. Okay, yeah, she was trying to steal the lab, and Hank and them were just basically trying to stop her from stealing the lab. But she wanted the lab to be able to suck the quantum energy out of the mother that they're trying to get out of the quantum realm, and so that essentially makes her the villain. I don't think she's really like evil, but she's doing it for selfish needs in a way.
Yeah.
She's willing.
She was about to. It's really self-preservation. That's really the only reason.
So she was about to die, and she's just like,
Well, there's multiple villains. There's two villains, really.
well, who's the other villain in this?
Some
Was he
black
like
market,
black
tech
market, yeah.
salesman named Butch,
I love that name.
Sonny.
Sonny, yeah.
Oh, man. I was really hoping it was Butch.
You know, a typical Southern dude. He's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I got technology. You
Yeah.
got money. Give me the money. I'll give you the technology.
Yeah, basically.
And he was throughout the whole movie. So they could have easily just dispatched him.
Alright.
Essentially,
how was the comedy in this?
fantastic.
It was pretty good.
Comedy was really good. It was one of the highlights of the film, I think.
would you call this more of a comedy Marvel movie or a action?
It reminds me of Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Sort of. But the action
I've never
was
saw
more.
Thor.
You never saw it?
Really
the action in this movie was more technical. Like, very
planned.
Yeah, you could tell. The choreography was fantastic. Like, in Thor, in Thor, it was, like, really just, like, brute strength and, like, awesomeness. But in this one, it's, like, awesomeness, but in, like, a sense that,
Just very strategic.
It's very strategic fighting. Very...
Okay.
It kind of reminds me of, like, Karate Kid sort of thing. So you see all these, like, cool moves, these kicks. They shrink down. They'll come up to you, uppercut you. They have the wings. They use those really cool.
Does Ant-Man get wings?
No.
He flies on an ant.
Yeah. What I didn't like about Ant-Man in this movie is his suit was malfunctioning, like, the entire movie.
Why is his suit malfunctioning?
Because it's a prototype.
Yeah, it's a prototype.
His old suit, he got rid of, essentially. From most of the movie, he just kind of, like, moved.
He tried to say, he basically lied and said he destroyed it.
And then Hank Pym was like, okay, well, here's this new suit. It's only a prototype. Puts it on. Starts
He's very reluctant about it, though, because he only did it because the Wasp.
Yeah, he basically owed them one.
Hope was
in trouble.
So they sent.
So Ant-Man does not want to be Ant-Man.
No, Hank Pym didn't want to give him the suit.
Oh, okay.
Because he had screwed them over basically with Civil War. Because he put them on the run.
Yeah.
After going to Germany and doing all that
Yeah, if
stuff.
he didn't go to Germany, they wouldn't be on the run.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that works. It's just a great movie overall.
All right, let's get into a little bit of a spoiler territory.
Okay.
A little bit.
There's big spoilers.
Okay.
All right. Now let me explain how I believe it was part of Infinity War. Like, it was going on while Infinity War was going on.
Okay.
In the after credit scene, Ant-Man was in the quantum realm getting quantum energy for Ghost so she can heal. And while he's there, I'm getting goosebumps because it was so good. Hope, Hank Pym, and the mom, I don't remember her name, they all turned to dust. So he's stuck in the quantum realm.
What?
Yes.
No way!
Yeah.
But the reason I don't think the movie takes place during Infinity War is because we don't know how long after.
But you would think it's fairly shortly.
But you have to think about how long Infinity War was. That was only a span of like a day or two.
I think that was longer than a day or two. I think it was probably about 2 or 3 days.
Immediately in Infinity War, you have.
Well, at least at some point of it took place. They were in Infinity War.
Well, I mean, if it was, there was no mention of it in Ant-Man at all.
Well, of course, turning to dust would be the mention of it.
But that's in the after credit. That's not during the movie.
During the movie, they're so busy trying to save the mom, do everything else. I don't think there would be mention of it.
I don't know.
Because, if there was, they'd be like, oh, we need to go help. That would take away from the story.
So who's left?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's the only one left.
That's the only we know. Yeah. He is stuck.
Yeah, he's essentially
and he's stuck in the quantum
in a subatomic quirk-sized Ant-Man, essentially. Just stuck there. Floating around.
That's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what made the movie so good, I think. On top of everything else, how they brought Infinity War into it, phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the tech in the movie is it's great.
Yeah.
They can literally grow and shrink things with their, they used to, but they use it so much more.
Yeah, they have this Hot Wheels box. You know the little circle box that you can slide all of the vehicles in?
Yeah.
They have one of those, except with a bunch of Hot Wheels, and they can just throw any vehicle out and just boop up.
And as they're driving, they can shrink the car and drive it.
Yeah.
So you were saying that they were trying to help Ghost at the end.
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie, Ghost.
No, they did help her at the end.
So she kind of turns good.
Want to get into some big spoilers? The mother.
Well, we're already in spoilers, so don't worry about.
Well, the mother of Hope and
y'all don't get mad.
the mother of Hope and the wife of Hank Pym, she comes back after spending 20 years in the
30
years in the quantum realm with these like quantum apparently like some
She evolved
healing
down there.
powers.
Yeah.
Essentially, and she heals the ghost girl. And so then but the problem is they have to keep going back to the quantum realm and gathering
Quantum energy for
apparently. The word quantum is used a lot. It gets very annoying. It got very annoying to me.
I didn't notice. It was used a lot, but I didn't find it that annoying.
Yeah.
Let's do the ratings for it. Would you say this is worth watching again, not watching, or buying?
Worth watching again. I wouldn't buy this movie.
I would probably buy this movie.
You buy it?
It was a good movie, but to me, it wasn't. It wasn't like Infinity War. Like Infinity War's a movie you have to buy.
Well, but that's not fair comparing it to Infinity War, because that had so much and so much build-up. Ant-Man and the Wasp, it didn't have as much build-up. We weren't as excited for it.
Exactly.
So, they were so busy marketing for Infinity War, they didn't really have a chance to market for Ant-Man and the Wasp, really.
Well, I don't think they expected Ant-Man and the Wasp to be something that they...
Well, except all the hype and everything, just the movie itself. Let's say 10 years down the line. Would this be something you would want on your shelf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for me.
Okay.
It's a Marvel movie. Of course I would want it on my shelf. But yeah, I think it was one of the top.
It was a really good movie.
Top 5 Marvel movies.
And once again, look. All right.
Like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Stay sexy. Stay active.
It only gets worse from here.